Hey guys, I know it's been a while, so while the weather's still decent, I'm going to give you guys a tour of what the garden looks like right now. We are in the end of July, so last time I think it was the beginning of summer, so towards the end of summer, this is what my garden looks like now. So, new additions to the garden. My cat decided to plant kitten seeds. There's about 5 of them floating around here somewhere, so you'll probably see them. So most of this over here is oregano, boysenberry, golden raspberry, and I do believe that is sweet mint right there. This right here is a random tomato that was in a clump of dirt that was from my started seeds that never sprouted. I dumped it there and it started sprouting, so I'm leaving it be. Say hey, everybody. I'm an adorable kitty cat. Yeah. They've never seen a camera, so they don't know what it is. This is my chocolate cherry sunflower. It sprouted this one here, but it was in the pot too long, so that got a little stunted. But since it's been pouring rain the last few days, it's gotten a lot bigger. I do have lots of bug damage, and we are dealing with that. Tomorrow is spray day. We had to resort to using commercial sprays because my attempts were futile on controlling them otherwise. So not happy, but it is what it is and it has to be done. Over here is just a hodgepodge of whatever was in pots. So it looks like basil, some random flowers, and some other things. These are my purple prince zinnias. I got 3 flowers from this one, and they're these adorable purple color. You can see this one's gonna sprout soon. Bloom soon, my bad. My rosemary back here is doing better than the other rosemary I had before. The oregano did die. I do have some inside, so hopefully I can replace that soon. These guys over here again are just a hodgepodge of flowers. These are supposed to be Hungarian and poblano peppers. My regular garden sage is doing pretty good. All of the pineapple sage didn't survive the summer at all, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now the funny thing is amongst all the spiders that I find here and whatnot, and all the other bugs that drive me crazy, I have these weird little brown mushrooms that just pop up all the time. All the time. Because if they don't get that big, they just stay like here. Let's see if I can get close to this. See those little dark circles? That's what they look like normally when I come out here. They're open. Like, I don't know what they are other than mushrooms. This is kind of interesting. My petunia has struggled with the heat, but it is going strong. Any of the rankuluses and Icelandic poppies, they're all done for. This poor little brown heel right here, it didn't make it through the rest of summer. It tried so hard, but it just couldn't do it. That should be a calendula right there. I had a purple coneflower or cornflower. I don't know what happened. It didn't like the heat, I guess. This little hodgepodge is all different types of beans and peas over here, and more inside as well. These are just the ones that I was attempting to acclimate outside. My acclimating is to be desired as far as timing goes, because when I think the weather's fine, it turns bright and sunny on me. Not nice and cloudy where it would be easier. Any of the squash that's over here, they're not producing anything, and they're more or less just dying on me. So I don't think I'll ever plant squash near the house again like this anyways, and if I do, I might just keep it as a outside border thing, but I'll show you what the other ones are doing here in a little while. I have one other random mint. I had cut mint off of the plant to use it, and I decided to see if I could regrow it from that, so obviously my little thing is successful. These are Chinese noodle beans. There's about 4 or 5 plants on this little trellis here. they're not doing too bad. They seem to be loving the rain right now. All of the cabbage that was left behind from last year, I just kind of gave up with all the aphid issues that I was having, and I was just like, alright, if they eat the cabbage, they won't eat the rest of the plants. I was wrong, but, you know, they were pretty while they lasted anyways. I have some bull's blood beets that I pulled one up hoping that there was a tiny beet underneath there, but there wasn't. It wasn't even edible at all. So I'm kind of sad about that. My jalapenos, due to the white flies and other insects, they got infested with some sort of viral or bacterial something. I was hoping maybe it was just a small case and that it would bounce back. One seems to be, one doesn't seem to be, so I mean, I did save some of the seeds from the jalapenos, and as long as the kittens stay out of the darn planters, it's not going to be so bad. Back there is my purple bell pepper. I think it's a Black Beauty type. It's supposed to be really dark purple. I've gotten two very small, and I mean like, they're about yay big by yay big. Not much to eat off of them, but I mean, they did produce a little bit, so I guess there's that. All the broccoli here, it didn't produce anything really, so I kind of just let it go, hoping it would go to seed, but it didn't even flower. It just kind of stayed there. So it's just a filler for now. These are my chili peppers, so these are basically the ones you turn into chili flakes. And I think that's bird food. Okay, so despite any issues I had with bugs and these adorable little bees that keep stealing my leaves, they're doing pretty well, all things considered. They did get the same issue, but I don't think it was as bad, considering these are a bit of a spicier pepper than the jalapenos are, so I think whatever bug was eating them didn't quite stick around. There's some straggler onions and whatnot that are kind of just hung out throughout the summer. They did their best to stick around, despite the kittens. There's, I do believe, an avocado trying to grow from a seed that I had left in the compost. I do have 2 other avocado seeds, possibly 3 if I remember to open the other one today. I might try to just regrow them again, but I'm not sure. My poor tomato plant that we had bought at Home Depot was the worst case of the bugs. As you can tell, it has rolling leaves, partially dead leaves, and it doesn't matter how much I clip them, the issue doesn't ever go away. No tomatoes off of it yet. It does produce some flowers, so there's some hope. Any peppers that I had last year, bell peppers, the butt jaloka pepper, those are basically, if they're not hanging on to dear life at this point, they're gone. And I kind of gave up, so it is what it is. What you doing, little copper? Huh? What you doing, silly girl? Little Copper is the only female out of the bunch of kittens. Alright, so my Burst of Joy rose, I don't think it survived the summer. I also think it had an infestation of some kind near the roots, so we don't know what happened, but we just know that it ended up like that. I've left it hoping that maybe it just went dormant on me because of the stress, but who knows at this point. I have a marigold back there. I'm supposed to have a few marigolds randomly, but I don't think all of them survived. This is my first time like seriously gardening for any reason, so it's been a long time since I've done any of this. My purple Xeon is doing pretty well. This one particularly seems to be fine. I do have random things that sprout up near it, so I pull them when I can. Which is basically those things. Everyone keeps sending me their weeds. I don't know if they're a tree or not, but it is what it is. The Xeon did take over this Snapdragon, so I don't think I will plant any Snapdragons near Xeons in the future, just because of how massively big they got. or can get anyways. I don't remember what flowers these are, but they never bloomed and the bugs seem to just nom them to death, so I guess we'll see if they ever do bloom. I have sweet basil here, and you can find it sporadically throughout. I've kind of taken cuttings and tried to multiply my efforts since it did got a flower on me, and my husband did want more basil. That dry looking thing is a borage. There is another one next to it and another one next to that. If you do grow borage with caution, I would highly say they grow massive, like ridiculously massive, quickly. This is my regular Xeon. It's supposed to be a reddy color, but it kind of turns orange on me. I have a huckleberry holding on, lots of basil, purple basil included. These are more Xeons. I'm not sure why they got super tall on me, but I've just kind of started, sorry, I'm trying to do this one hand. I just kind of started wrapping them around this tomato support since one of my tomato plants didn't quite make it. Maybe I can tuck it in there. There we go. That shouldn't be so bad. So that way maybe they'll have a little bit of support and not try to fall all over everything. This is my Rio Sombra. It's been doing so-so. As you can see, there is a bunch of purple basil up front there. The lighter colored flowers next to that borage is Rose Mint Agastacia. I do have quite a handful of bees that do come visit, so I'm very hopeful for lots of my fruited flowers to be here. I have a handful of tomatoes and whatnot. These guys are either going to be a type of ground cherry or they're going to be a small tomato. I don't remember which one was what, so they're either a spoon or an Aunt Molly. I'm not sure which one ended up surviving. There's my red snapdragon over here as well. My yellow one next to the other Xeon. That Xeon's not doing so well. This rose here was the rose that never bloomed ever, and I think it's my Double Delight. It has bloomed a few times, but I haven't been out here a lot because of the rain and everything, so it's not doing the best in the world, but it's doing okay. Here is my Intrigue. Right now there's no flowers you can really see. There's a bunch of dead ones I gotta clip off of here. The Playboy next to it that did this weird like Death of Doom kind of look, and then it resprouted to green. I tried trimming some of it, but it didn't seem to help any, so I just left it alone. Hopefully now it's doing okay. That behemoth right there are two different bell pepper, or not bell pepper, jalapeno plants. I got them in the organic section of Home Depot. All of this right here is different squash and melons, and they're covering, because I didn't realize how massive they get, some of my tomatoes and other squash plants. So there's that. I'll show you more in a second. This one is my Knockout Rose right here. It is the tallest rose I own. It is a tree type. As you can see, it does have these pretty colored roses when it does bloom, and I gotta come in through here and trim a lot of it. I do have to support this off of it, and I need to refix it again with all the storms. Burlap is not ideal, ever. Don't do it, unless you have no choice. Another Playboy. This one's doing better than the other one, but still has issues. This jungle here is 4 different types of watermelons. Now I have not gotten a single melon. Any melons I had got no bigger than a dime at best, and they just piddled out. It was super hot this year. I have a mystery pepper plant right next to them, and they weren't this big a week ago. They were down on the ground, but I could walk through them easier. So with all the rain, I think they've really enjoyed that. I had to get that out of the fence so that way it stayed in the yard, hoping that I could redirect it. Like I said, this is all different melons and squash plants. I was trying to individually arch them, but they had their own opinion. So we have a jungle in here. I try to pick off all of the dead or damaged areas the best I can for what's up above the ground. And everything that is down here, I just kind of let it do its own thing. There's a Malabar spinach hiding in here somewhere. It's over by the roses. Over there somewhere. I still have to find it. They kind of took over. So, I need to find it. But yeah, I have one melon. I think it's a cantaloupe. And as you can see, there's baby squashes trying. So the little cantaloupe is very small, no bigger than a dime, so we'll see. I did see a bunch of bees on it yesterday, and I saw at least one or two today. It is later in the afternoon, so it has been rainy. I don't think the bees are going to be out too much. I have this eggplant. I wanted to try eggplant. I never liked it in the past because it wasn't cooked properly in my opinion. So I wanted to give it a go. I have 3 flowers so far. 2 might be pollinated. 1 might just be opening. I'm not sure, but there are more flowers showing up. Like I said, they are covering, you can see in there, covering tomatoes, they're covering other squash plants, so it's just a jungle over here. This is the tomato that died on me. A customer gave it to me at my work. She didn't know what to do with it, and I had stated I had a garden, so she gave me a bunch of tomatoes. That seems to be the only one that survived out of all of those. This is the secondary jalapeno plant. That's the first one over there. They are planted close together, so they kind of support each other. But yeah, there's just different, you can see some of the bees maybe. Oh, it flew away, never mind. But yeah, there's bees all over the place. They really like the basil. That seems to be the collective favorite. There's one right there. Happy little bee looking for pollen. So yeah, the borage I think are really neat. I would grab them with caution. They are spiky, but they do have these pretty little flowers here, and they do have a slight melon taste to them, so that's always kind of fun. I trimmed this one back hoping that it would just regrow to give this rose a chance because it was engulfing the rose, but I guess I trimmed it too far, but that's okay. I mean, now I know, so I will do better next time. It was an experiment to begin with. So that's basically my garden right now, kittens included. It's been super rainy and stormy, so figured while it wasn't too bad, I come show you. Well, thanks for sticking around, guys. I know it's been a while since I've last did a garden update, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I love that section over there. It's so cool to look at it because I can see it from my office window. So hopefully I'll keep you guys updated if I ever get anything off of those more than just pretty flowers. So I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.